Between streams, chat, I have done a little bit of work trying to organize specifically this lower level of the base. I've tried to kind of consolidate all of our, compact machines here and just organize things a little bit. Before, we had a complete mess of flux ducts and cables and compact machines just all over the place. And so I've tried to really, condense that down so that now we have refined storage cabling along the bottom. We have cryo-stabilized flux ducts along the top, so all of the machines are set to pull their refined storage cabling from the bottom and their power from the top. And then I've also tried to get rid of as many item ducts and as many caches and as many things that are not compact machines as I possibly can. So, now we've got all of the same stuff, and I'm thinking I might have to add some signs to this, or maybe some item frames or something, because now we just have a wall of compact machines. It might take me a little while to kind of remember where everything is, but essentially, over here we have the setup that we've kind of spent the most time on. We have our, well, I guess in here, we have the newest room with the phytogrow, making the charcoal and also making the experience and the milk. Of course, the charcoal goes through into this room here to be turned into coal coke. That coal coke then goes through into here to get turned into the hop graphite dust, which is then put into here to be used in the arc furnace to make those hop graphite ingots. Right about here, we've still got our little room that's making steel pickaxes and hitting those against the wall. Over here, this machine I don't think is actually moved. I think it's one of the few machines that is still in the exact same place it was previously. And this is just kind of a general purpose machine that has all of our resource generation and all of that goodness. And then here is our reactor. Over here, we have the pickaxe room that we were working on in the last stream. We have our pressure poop injector, and at this point in time, we also have over 100,000 poop, which is fantastic. It means we can go ahead and complete that quest. We also have this guy right here, which is the fishing room, generating all the fish for the gelatin that we're going to use in today's stream. And as of right now, we have 5,413 raw fish, as well as some pufferfish, salmon, and clownfish. And I do think that 5,413 there is going to be more than enough fish to make the 100 QuadS'mingots. What are they called? Hold on. The 100 4-small QuadS'mingots. And then finally, chat, we have the room that holds our crafting cube and also all of our automation. This used to be right here. We used to have a little 7x7 room that was very full. It was so cramped that we were kind of, just cramming machines underneath the crafting cube. And so I spent a little bit of time between streams trying to organize it a little bit. And so now we have a much bigger space. I had a new 13x13 room, and we've now got our crafting, CPU in the middle of the room here. I just thought it looked nice, floating in the middle, so I've kind of slapped it down there. And then we have all of our other automation around the outside edge of the room. Again, we've got the power going around the outside. We've got the refined storage cable along the top there. We've still got all the same stuff. Nothing is new here. We have our little setup making the regular slag. We have all of our redstone furnaces that can engage to auto smelt whenever that's necessary. And then we have a couple of other machines like the manufacturer, the alloy furnace, the induction smelter, and this melter/ingot former, which is being used to make the normal machine pieces for, of course, auto-crafting large compact machines. And so as we need to add more things, we can just do more and more kind of around the outer edge of this room, and it'll hopefully be a little bit nicer and a little bit cleaner going forward. And we also do have, of course, a ton of space up here. We could even go as far as to add a second level to the room if we wanted to, maybe put down a few slabs right about here and make a new level for even more machines if we wanted to in the future. And we almost certainly are going to want to. I think I do want to move basically everything in here out of here. This setup right here that's being used to make the calcium sulfate, for one, is not really useful anymore. I don't think we're going to need more than 15,000 calcium sulfate throughout the remainder of the pack, but I think what I will do at some point is move basically all of these machines over into that new machine room, and I think I'll probably also move a few of these as well. The same's true for the setup for this crushed rhino dust. I'll probably move all of that into that same machine as well. But yeah, slowly but surely trying to kind of organize things a little bit as we approach the end of the pack. But for today, we are going to start at least by hopefully finishing every single one of these challenge quests here. We're going to get the poop made, we're going to make the diamond blocks, and hopefully by the end of today's stream chat, we will have at least the setup for, if not the actual 100 4-small QuadS'mingots. So as of right now, chat, we have got 43,885 diamond nuggets, which the keen-eyed among you will know is more than the 40,500 that we require if we're going to make 500 diamond blocks. So what we should be able to do, chat, is if we go ahead and teach our system how to turn diamonds into diamond blocks. So we'd turn off processing and go ahead and quickly encode this pattern here. I think that we should just be able to request 500 diamond blocks, and the system should have everything it takes to make those diamond blocks. Grab an external storage, throw that down right about there, and then at that point we should then be able to come back over and request 500 diamond blocks. There we go. It has all of the nuggets, all 40,464 of them. And so if we go ahead and click start, I'm hoping that works. You'll see it's very quickly taking away those diamond nuggets. Those will be being placed into this strong box and then sent through the high impact compactor there. It might take a little while for it to do that. The numbers are going up pretty quickly. But yeah, we have to make 4,450 diamonds. I think it's going to take a little while for that to happen. And so while we wait for that to happen, chat, let's head on through into our pressure poop injector, which is this guy right here. No, it's not. It is this guy right here. And let's see if we can't hand in all 100,000 poop. Again, there's no way to auto pump this in as far as I know. So I think we do have to just manually basically grab all of this poop and hand it in. $100,000 poop complete. Look at that. That's a lot of poop. We've done it. We have done it. Oh my goodness. So we've still got 11,500 poop left, which should be more than enough to keep us, full and saturated for the remainder of the playthrough, which is very nice indeed. How are we doing? Also, let me move my entry point here back to there. How is this doing? It's getting there extremely slowly. I think we started with 4,500 diamonds. We're now down to, we need 4,233 more. So, it's getting there. Slowly but surely. While we're waiting for those diamonds to get made, chat, the next thing and the final challenge quest that I want to work on is, of course, the 4 small QuadS'mingot. So, in the last stream, we did set up 2 more phytogenic insulators here. One is making these cocoa beans, and the other is making yet more wheat. Now, as of right now, our wheat shouldn't be being used. This one appears to not be working, and that is because, being the fool that I am, I did not set the top to output. I did, but I didn't set the bottom here to input. Gosh dang it. All of the sides of the nullifier, apart from the bottom, default to being input. Alas, the one that I need was not. However, we should now be getting more wheat as well. We do have 7,595 wheat already made, though, and I'm not quite sure what the exact number of, or the exact amount of wheat is that I need for the more small QuadS'mingot, but it's a lot. Because, again, if we look at the recipe, we need to make 100 of these, and each one requires 2 double S'mingots, which requires 2 regular S'mingots, which requires 2 graham crackers. And those are made from flour. You get 1 flour per wheat. So we need a lot of graham crackers, but I don't really think that's going to be too difficult, chat, actually. That looks fairly doable. Unfortunately, as I mentioned before, for whatever reason, the 4 small QuadS'mingot doesn't show up in JEI. If you type in 4, if you type in quad, if you type in S'mingot, you get the standard small S'mingot and the more small double S'mingot, but the more small QuadS'mingot, while craftable, doesn't show up in JEI, which is a little awkward, but we will go ahead and bookmark the double one for now, because it's all the same ingredients. To make the next 2, it's just making 2 of the previous tier with more milk chocolate and more marshmallows, so that shouldn't be too bad, actually. 1 manufactory, 1 melter, 2 salt mixers, and an ingot former. That doesn't seem too bad. Do we have a spare manufactory? We do. Do we have a spare melter? We do. All we need then is an ingot former, which I was going to say doesn't look too bad, but then we had none of the items required to make it. So let's go ahead and request a bunch of basic plating as well, and we can probably manually craft a few buckets here for the old salt mixers. And in an ideal world, we'd also craft up, I think, quite a few. Are we really not making any tough alloy yet? Let me go check that our crafts are going through. It could just be that we've kind of overloaded the alloy smelter, or it could be quite possible that the alloy smelter... Yeah, it's another connection issue. There we go. How hard is it to get marshmallow? I mean, apparently pretty difficult. Wait till you see the recipe for milk chocolate. For that, we need an ingot former with molten milk chocolate. To make that, we need a salt mixer with molten dark chocolate and milk. The salt mixer, the molten dark chocolate is made with molten unsweetened chocolate and molten sugar. The molten sugar is made from sugar in a melter. The molten unsweetened chocolate is made from chocolate liquor and cocoa butter in a salt mixer. The cocoa liquor is made from ground cocoa nibs in a melter, which is made from roast cocoa beans, which is made from, you guessed it, cocoa beans in some kind of furnace. If we go back a step, the cocoa butter is also made in a fluid extractor with the ground cocoa nibs, which again are made via the roasting of cocoa beans. So it's quite the craft all the way down. We basically, chat, just need like a ton of salt mixers. We need like quite a few of these if we're going to get these S'mingots made. So let's make quite a few of them. We'll start with 6, and we'll come back if we need more. I'm hoping we won't, but I'm not you know, particularly optimistic. So let's also get the pressurizer as well. Let's not forget about that. We're just missing one more of those linear actuators. There we go. All right, we do also need a redstone furnace. Doesn't have to be a redstone furnace, but we're going to use a redstone furnace. We should probably also make some like a conversion kit for that as well. We're using Enderium. I did get rid of the system that taught our refined storage setup how to make Enderium, and I should really actually reset that back up in our other room. But for now, I think we'll go with a Signalum conversion kit if we have what it takes to make that, because I think that will get the job done just fine. Yeah. Okay. Let's head on through. And let's see if we can't begin with the old marshmallow setup. So we're going to start by putting the manufactory down and having that exported fish, like so. And that's going to get us the gelatin. From there, we want to put the gelatin into a melter. So from there, we'll go ahead and have a bit of a gap. Unfortunately, you can't have the nuclear craft machines auto eject, so we are going to, for now at least, do this the old-fashioned way with a cable and a servo, like so. And that's going to go ahead and begin melting that gelatin down. That does use 1,300 redstone flux, which is quite a bit. It's not a limitation of our hardened flux ducts, however, so long as the hardened flux duct has a few more connections, which is like super janky, but should work, I think. Yeah, that is gaining power slowly but surely. Once we have that, the molten gelatin then goes through into a salt mixer with water. So we're going to have a salt mixer, one of many. And then I think we also want to have a second salt mixer, right? Because we take the molten gelatin and we hydrate it. And then we take the hydrated gelatin and we combine it with molten sugar. Yes. So we're going to have another salt mixer. Do we have a water source? We do indeed. I'll put that down like right about there. That'll hopefully start filling up one of the slots. I really don't think it matters which slot it fills up, so long as it fills up one of the slots. And it does really help, chat, if you put down a fluid duct instead of putting down a item duct. That is what I've been told. There we go. And as always, we can probably fill that up with some speed and energy upgrades. There we go. Perfect. That's going to make us the hydrated gelatin. So here we do need another melter, which we do have, I believe. Yep. And this time we also want another fluid duct. Like that, with the old melter on top. Like that. This one is going to be exported sugar. So I'll put another exporter on like that. And I don't know if we have taught our system how to make sugar. We have. I also do think we have a cache full of sugarcane, because previously we did have a garden cloche making sugarcane for us. The question, though, is where in the world is it? And did I make it up? Are these empty? No, that one has redstone. There it is. Okay, I don't know why some of them show you what they are in the system and some don't. That's odd. Either way, we do have this guy here. And for now, we can basically just put this guy down next to any old external storage. I don't think we're going to need more than 180 or 146,000 sugarcane. So we should, chat, be able to fairly easily just request a bit of sugarcane, put one of those into the old exporter, grab ourselves a crafting card, thus allowing our system to manually craft and export that sugar. And at that point, that should be the marshmallows pretty much done. Once we have the hydrated gelatin with the molten sugar, that gets us the liquid marshmallow. And so at that point, the only thing left is the first ingot former, which I guess we can put right there, right? So crafting card and sugar, like so. And of course, let's make sure that is actually connected up to a nearby bit of cabling, like so. And there we go. Once again, we'll do speed and, if we have them, energy upgrades. We might need even more energy upgrades than we already have in there, depending on how this goes. We can probably take some of those speed upgrades out, actually. We probably don't need it at max speed. Yeah, that's fine. And then, once again, we'll use a servo here. All right. So that is working. And then I'm fairly certain from there it's just one more fluid duct over into here. And that should, chat, be marshmallows. Right? This guy definitely needs speed and energy upgrades. And that guy could also do with some as well, I guess. There we go. Doesn't require energy. Okay, never mind. We can just put the speed upgrades in. So that is actually making quite a nice number of marshmallows. And I think all we'll do from there is just have those pipe out into a cache. Like that. And then just put an external storage on there. And that should be stage 1 of 3 taken care of. That's the marshmallows done. Now we just need the chocolate and the crackers, which I'm hoping won't be too bad. They might be just as janky as this setup, but I'm pretty sure that's working. So we can lock that, and now our system has access to marshmallows. I think at the end, all I'm going to do is teach our system how to make the more small QuadS'mingots, and it should just be able to request them, right? If we're making all the milk chocolate, or if we have it all and we have all the marshmallows, actually crafting them all up really shouldn't be too bad. So for the crackers, I think, unlike the marshmallow system here, where we're basically always making marshmallow, which I think is fine because we don't need fish or sugarcane for anything else. I think with the marshmallows, though, what I'll do is I'll just teach my system how to make it. So if we put down our pressurizer here, grab a crafter, do something like this, and then just pop on back through and teach our system that 2 flour makes 1 graham cracker. Like that. We can then just stick that into the crafter there, and then when the time comes to actually craft them all, it will then start, processing all of the wheat and sending it all through to this pressurizer here. We do also, of course, have to have an importer to pull in the final product there once the graham cracker is made. But that should be the crackers done. Again, speed and energy upgrades would be useful. I will request that our system make a few more of these while I wait, because we do have, of course, all of the chocolate to make. So that's basically everything apart from the chocolate. And the chocolate, I think, is definitely going to be the hardest part. So we need 1 ingot former, 1 salt mixer. The milk we, of course, already have access to with our system, so we can just export the milk from the milk area. That's 2 salt mixers with more molten sugar, which is fine. That's 3 salt mixers, a melter, a manufactory, and a furnace. Cocoa butter is a fluid extractor. Okay, so we don't have a fluid extractor yet. Let me make one of those. That does require some advanced plating, which we did teach our system how to make, thankfully. So I'll request that. Magnesium, I also thought we had, and we might do. I'll check in just a second. we don't. Does the system know how to make magnesium? It doesn't. However, we do have a fair bit of the stuff, and we can, of course, go ahead and smelt that up in our trusty old nuclear furnace nice and quickly. Like so. And at that point, chat, we should have the old fluid extractor. Nice. I definitely don't think we needed 4 salt mixers, so that's all fine. We've got the redstone furnace. I think I saw one more melter in there, so we actually might have to make yet another one of those. Which is completely fine. The only thing we're missing is yet more advanced plating and one more of these servo mechanisms. But I think, chat, that we have basically everything here to make the chocolate. So I'm kind of thinking that I might just do this above the current system. Like if we do something like this and then just have another line of machines along here. I might take it one more block up actually, just to give it a bit of space. And plus we've got all the vertical height that we could ever possibly want. All right. So, where do we want to start here? We start with the furnace, right? We start by roasting up those beans. So we'll start with our redstone furnace, which is thankfully already upgraded, actually. I didn't need to upgrade it any further. This guy is going to have an exporter. And he's going to be exporting some of the many cocoa beans that we do have, but I think currently don't have their own external storage. Let me go and check that real quick. Yes, they're currently the only item not to have their own external storage, despite being very much so needed in the current situation. There we go. So we should now be able to export those directly over to the furnace. They're going to go straight from the furnace. Was it into a melter, I think, to roast them? This is not the right machine. I need to be over here. So let's connect up that cable. Like so. And we'll make sure this outputs to the right-hand side and inputs from the top. You are going to export cocoa beans. Like so. Beautiful. So from there, we want to manufacture them, which is fine. We do have, I believe, a manufactory. We do. And this time we can put it directly next to it. Fantastic. From there, if we fill that up with, of course, some energy and speed upgrades, we get the ground cocoa nibs. We want to put those into the... Oh, these need to go into both the melter and the fluid extractor. So we need to actually split this here amongst 2 machines. And I think to do that, I am going to do something a little bit like this. So we'll have our fluid extractor and we'll have our melter like that. And then we'll use our item ducts here with a servo set to round robin. That should, I believe, get the job done just fine. There we go. Fantastic. So from there, we do still need molten sugar. We can potentially tap into this molten sugar down here, although we could also, if we wanted to, just set up another system for it, because it looks like the molten sugar is not going in there super quickly, so we might just have to set up another one, which would be fine. But how many more stages do we have here? So that makes the chocolate liquor, which we combine with the cocoa butter. The cocoa butter does come out of the fluid extractor. It does also make cocoa solids as a byproduct, which I think is fine. I think I'm going to make sure that this one doesn't output from the bottom, and I think I'm just going to import. Actually, no, I'll use a cache, just so we don't fill up our system here. We'll just put a cache, like, right there, and have an item duct extract those solids that we don't want to have to worry about. We can use them as brown dye in the future, if needs be. But really what we're after here is, of course, the cocoa butter. So the cocoa butter is combined up with the chocolate liquor, which is what we're making right now, right? Yeah, okay. So we just need to combine both of these in a salt mixer, which is actually kind of perfect, because it means we can put our salt mixer back down right about there, and simply have hardened fluid ducts pulling things in this way and this way. That works out very well for us. I should just make quite a few servos here, chat, because I know we're going to need multiple of them today. So we'll extract from you, and we'll extract from you. Those should then combine up in there, and of course, once again, you guessed it, speed, energy, upgrades, get those both in there. Make that nice and quick. That makes the molten unsweetened chocolate. We're getting there, chat, slowly but surely. The molten unsweetened chocolate is then combined, you guessed it, with molten sugar in another salt mixer. So we'll have another salt mixer right about there. We're going to pull over the molten chocolate that we're started with. Bring that in. We're then going to get another melter and export yet more sugar. Like that. So this should be the same system here, chat. Hardened fluid duct. Servo. Extract. Exporter. We do need to request a crafting card. Let's request like 10 crafting cards. Let's just request the 1 crafting card. And getting the cable up there, I think, is going to be the jankiest bit, but actually it's not too bad. So crafting card and sugar should start making the molten sugar that we're after. Beautiful. That's going to head down into here. And again, once those have their own upgrades, we're making the molten dark chocolate. From there, chat, all we have to do is combine the molten dark chocolate with milk, and we are good to go. So, one more salt mixer. Combine the old molten dark chocolate. With milk. For the milk, all we have to do, get an exporter, stick it down, I guess on top like this, run this cable somewhat horrendously over the top of the machine. Like that. Get rid of the straggly ends that you've accidentally placed down. And then I believe all we have to do is grab a bucket of milk, set the extractor here to fluid mode, put the milk on there, and that should start exporting the milk that is in our system. It is quite possible that our milk is currently not connected. Let me go check that real quick. Because I believe, yes, it's currently not connected. That is fine. We can do something like this, and like that. The milk is now available, and so we head back through to this room. We should see, oh my gosh, look at this wall of machines. We should see both milk and dark chocolate in here, and that's making us molten milk chocolate. The final stage, chat, is just an ingot former, which is what we have. No, it's not what we have, but we can make one more ingot former. Boom. And from there, I think all we're going to do is we're going to have... Oh gosh, we're running out of space, chat. We're running out of space. Actually, I guess this is fine. All we're going to do is we're going to have the old hardened fluid duct. Send this down into the ingot former. Like so. And then from there, I think we'll just extract back this way into a cache. Like that. And I think, chat, that finally we have the complete setup. Like, everything is done. Now, this doesn't require energy either, so we can just fill it with speed upgrades. Look at that, chat. Look at that. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So the thing slowing us down right now is that our melter does not have upgrades. We are currently still waiting, I think, on many, many more of these energy upgrades here. But we are currently making, and also we should, of course, put down an external storage. But we are currently making both chocolate and marshmallow. And we are, of course, able, via our system, to autocraft the crackers. What are they called? Yeah, the crackers. Perfect. So while we wait for more energy and speed upgrades, and also whilst we wait for our backlog of chocolate and marshmallow to fill up, let's teach our system how to make like all of these tiers here. So we'll teach it how to make the base small spigot. We'll then teach it how to make the next tier of small spigot. Now, to make the tier after that, like I say, it doesn't show in JEI, so I think I will actually have to request and have at least one of the more small double Smingot before I can make this happen. But the question is, do we have the ability to make one of them? I think we should do. Let's give it a try. If I request one of these, it should only take as long as it takes the pressurizer to make the crackers. So with one more set of speed upgrades in there, I think all of our machines now are basically at max speed. The melter's not quite there, but all of the rest are pretty much there. We could get a few more speed upgrades for this guy here. But there we go. Okay, so we have 139 milk chocolate and 2,500 marshmallows. Fantastic. We also have our first Smingot. So chat, if we head on back through to here, we should now be able to teach our system how to make the final set, which is basically just 2 of these, like that. There's the 4 small QuadS'mingot. We'll encode it, and we'll stick it down over in there. And so, at this point, give our system a second to hopefully register the craft. There it is. We just need to request 100 of these. It does require double the amount of chocolate that we currently have. But now that we have all those speed upgrades, I don't think it's going to take more than maybe a couple of minutes for us to get up to the point where we have enough chocolate to make 100 4 small QuadS'mingots. It does seem like the fluid extractor is kind of the bottleneck here. Like the melter is making the chocolate liquor faster than the fluid extractor can keep up. But that's fine. They're still coming in pretty quickly. In fact, we're basically almost there, I think. We only needed about 350, 380 or something. How's the progress going on the diamond blocks? That's a good question. Let's take a quick peek up here. We've got 9. Oh, no, we got 109. My bad. We have 109 diamond blocks. So we're getting there. We've got 390 left to go. So it's still going to take a while for those to finish, but they are, you know, getting done slowly but surely. All right, 636, I think might be enough, chat. Let's see, let's try this again. 100, start. Oh, missing 38 chocolate. All right, boom. The Smingots are being made, chat. The Smingots are being made. Let's put speed upgrades into this guy to really increase the speed of the Smingot making. We could probably also do with a couple of speed upgrades on the importer there as well. And potentially a stack upgrade as well, just to pull all those out nice and fast. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Chat, I think we've done it. I think we have basically at this point completed the more small QuadS'mingot quest. And at that point, chat, we're pretty much done with the challenge quests. We've done the water, we've done the lava, we've done the iron, we've done the poop, we've done the bedrock. We're almost there on the diamonds. And the Piggy Eater quest is mere moments away from being done. We have just 20 left to go. And then after that, the only quest left to do is Galacticraft. We need to go and get 1 oak wood, which is a quest that, bizarrely, I have managed to go so far without completing. We can go do that in just a second. Go and punch a tree under the open sky, as the quest describes it. There we go. That is all of the Smingots done. And the quest complete. You don't even have to hand them in. Consume no. What a benevolent pack developer. All of the rest of these have consume set to yes, so it takes them all off you. But the pack dev is happy to let you chomp down on your supply. Look at that. 379 legs of saturation, as well as 22 legs of hunger refillment. What a crazy, insane food source that we can eat going forward. It might even surpass the poop as our go-to form of sustenance. Either way, let's pop out real quick. Let's punch a tree under the open sky. I don't know if it has to be a specifically an oak log, but just in case, we will go and punch one. There we go. Punch a tree under the open sky. Fantastic. I was hoping there'd be more quests over there, but alas, there is not. That's fine. And so now, Chad, the only, like I said, the only quests left are space. So let's pop back in and let's see if we have what it takes to make the NASA workbench. I assume this is not too difficult to make. It's not. We don't have any of the items really required to make it, because we do need to get a compressor as well as a circuit fabricator. But none of that is really too difficult. Let's have a look. Compressor. You can make, I think, a normal compressor or an electric compressor. I feel like we should go probably straight in with the electric compressor. We do have to make the old version of it first, and it looks like the circuit fabricator is actually the first item on the list here, as it is required to make the compressor. So the circuit fabricator is 2 aluminum, 1 lever, 2 buttons, 1 furnace, 2 aluminum cable, and a redstone torch. That doesn't seem too difficult. It does appear that we don't have that much aluminum. Oh, we probably want to set up a pickaxe for this, right? Because we're not actually actively making it. However, we want to set up an aluminum pickaxe to hit the wall to make aluminum. So a pretty similar setup to the one that we have over here, where we have silver being made, hit against the wall, and then remade again. We want to have that same setup for aluminum, but this time instead of having the aluminum going to the induction smells, we just want to have it going to a cache to store all the excess as well. And we could probably, chat, do that in here. Just replicate the setup on the other wall. So we'll throw this guy in like that. That's going to start making aluminum. From there, we need a servo to extract that aluminum and send it around into the first sequential fabricator. Let's make sure this is set to input on the left and output on the top. We also want to make sure that you are set to output on the left as well. There we go. So those are going to go around. We can take out all the other trash, which for now is clogging it up, but hopefully won't clog it up forever. Let's use our signalum conversion kit up here and grab some augments. There we go. And at that point, chat, I think we're basically there. We'll set this to input from the bottom and output to the top. That's going to start making more pickaxes. Those pickaxes should then, if we actually set this up correctly, like that, be sent. If we set this guy to input on the bottom and output on the left, it should send those pickaxes out down into there when it has space for it, and should basically continue this cycle forever. Now, of course, right now we don't actually have a system in place here that's generating aluminum. I mean, it is generating aluminum, but it's not going in the right location. I will also whitelist this to just pick up the aluminum pieces so it doesn't end up picking up any of the silver, even though it's definitely not going to with how far away it is. I guess eventually this will start filling up, and so at that point, all we really need to do is have an output here with a cache. I assume, maybe wrongly. Actually, let's just move it all up by 1, I think. I was gonna say I assume that the redstone furnace will split evenly between the cache and the sequential fabricator, but we don't need to take that risk. All we really have to do is just move this sequential fabricator up by 1 and put a cache between it and the redstone furnace so that all of the aluminum goes through the redstone furnace there before going into the sequential fabricator. Yeah, and that should work just fine. And then at that point, chat, all we have to do is throw down, you guessed it, an external storage. And we should be good to go. We should be generating aluminum. We do want to set auto input on this to on. So it is going to start by pulling all of the aluminum out of this this cache here. But that's fine. In the long run, we are going to generate aluminum with this because the system is set up in such a way that 1 pickaxe requires 3 ingots. 3 ingots are made from 12 of these pieces, because you take 12 of these and you craft them down into 3 ingots. So this has a durability of 225, which divided by 4 means you get 56 ingots from every pickaxe, and we're using 3 of those ingots, of course, to make another pickaxe. So we're generating 53.25 aluminum ingots every single time we go through a pickaxe here, which is nice. It works. So that's going to slowly but surely build up our reserves of aluminum to the point where hopefully, chat, when we come back for the next Combat Claustrophobia stream, we'll have what it takes to fairly easily make a NASA workbench, make ourselves a rocket, make ourselves like an oxygen setup. You know, we need like an oxygen bubble distributor if we want to set up like a breathable atmosphere on any of these planets and all that kind of jazz. As well, all of the typical Galacticraft stuff. But I think that is a problem for future Isaac for now. We have almost 4,000 marshmallows and almost 3,000 milk chocolate as well. We are going to slowly but surely run through all of our sugarcane, but I think that's fine. This wall of machines is quite something. But this really wasn't too bad. It's a lot of machines and a lot of work for a quest that ultimately didn't do anything. But at the same time, it wasn't that bad, actually. It was fairly fine. And yeah, how are we doing on diamonds over here? We have got 348 diamond blocks left to go. So we're currently 152 diamond blocks towards the goal. I believe the diamond blocks are consumed. Let me check that, though. They are indeed. So we can go ahead and hand in the first 152 there. But hopefully, chat, by the time we come back for the next stream, we will have basically all of the 500 diamond blocks ready to go. And at that point, we can look at doing this extreme agoraphobia questline. There are also a few other things that people have requested we do. We can go to the end. We do have the ability to make end cake. And so we could, if we wanted to, craft up some of this with the bedrock and the gas tiers and whatnot, head on through to the end and fight the end dragon. That seems like something we can do fairly easily. And yeah, so we'll do that. We'll go to space. And I think that'll be it. I think I'll be basically the pack done. I do want to do a little bit more tidying up. I think I'm going to move all of this set up here, as well as these guys here, over into our automation room in here. How much fish did we use? Is a good question. We used maybe like 1,000 fish. 1,500 maybe. So quite a bit, but not anywhere near the 4,000 that we have there. And that doesn't include the other fish, which I think we can if we want to craft down into regular fish. And this is obviously still doing just fine. It's still got more than enough flux to aqua chow there as well, which is fantastic. But either way, I think, guys, that's where I'm going to wrap up today's Combat Claustrophobia section of the stream.